Southern style will always be compelling because these are rooms you just want to be in, you want to live in them. They are kind of beckoning for you to come in and enjoy yourself.
The attraction to history, it feels like hospitality. There's a sense of order that comes about. When we look at something that has a really fantastic symmetry, you feel almost like the world is at peace in a way.
Southern style is just welcoming and vivacious.
It feels like great big porches and shutters and lots of tables and chairs, sort of for whoever may stop by.
You're always gonna get offered a glass of sweet tea, honey.
Southern homes are bursting with color.
You have a lot of heirlooms. You also have a lot of antiques, and you also have a lot of dark, rich woods.
There is a reverence for antiques there in the South that just endures and endures. You know, sofas and chairs with extra cushions on them.
Also, lots of windows, full-length windows and doors, French doors, so we're letting in lots of natural light. A really close relationship between indoors and outdoors, especially, for example, if we think about something that is uniquely Southern, like the porch.
Southerners love fabrics, pattern, color, and the elegance of using printed and woven textiles is just always at home in a Southern home.
Southern style is the style of architecture before the Civil War. It's primarily inspired by the Greek Revival style. In the 1830s, people were traveling to those areas to look for archaeological finds. As we were fighting our own revolution, we were looking towards Greece and Rome for inspiration. Not only Greek democracy, the Roman Republic, Greek philosophy, mathematics, Roman building systems, and so this interest in big columns and triangular pediments and all of the elements that you see in classical design.
Which of course Thomas Jefferson manifested in a very American way in his own home at Monticello in the creation of Greek or Roman revival classical architecture from Virginia on down south, and features that spread to all parts of the country.
This is a time in the South in America in which a lot of influences, a lot of cultural influences are meeting here in the South. So what you're seeing is, of course, European influences with also the Afro-Caribbean influences. What ends up is, well, quite colorful.
There is this influence of Afro-Caribbean folk coming forth primarily as a result of the influences of enslaved persons who were brought in from West Africa, from the Caribbean. And in a place like New Orleans in particular, at the turn of the 19th century, you have a large number of both white and black Creoles, free people of color, or gens de couleur libre, coming into the city of New Orleans and having that influence. And so we see a reflection of that in many ways. A lot of what we might call the vibrant Caribbean colors, and also the porch becomes very important. Extensions of the interior in places where one eats, sleeps, gathers on the porch, particularly the front porch.
The climate of the South really informed the exterior architecture of these Southern homes. Big windows, tall ceilings, moving air through the space completely was really pivotal in how these homes came to be the way they are.
One architect who's extremely influential in how we've interpreted Southern architecture and style today is A. Hayes Town. He was really the one to take these sort of French and Spanish influences and combine them into a way of Southern living that we kind of see and identify as, oh, that's so Southern feeling. And so this is the proportions of the architecture. It's using some reclaimed materials like brick, or wide plank flooring is another one. And these are homes that he built in the 30s and 40s that still endure today. We're still modeling after them, creating a beautiful Southern home.
The Woodall residence has that wonderful wraparound porch that's so important to Southern style. And then the rocking chairs on the front would give you that sense of being out in the country. The brick also gives it a sense of history and tradition. The interior incorporates a lot of patterns of the period. Some floral patterns, animal patterns, some striped patterns.
You've got the fireplace with the windows on either side in the dining room. And then you've got the drama of the striped wallpaper that really is gonna wrap you all the way around. Lighting in all of these Southern homes is really something to write home about. It really draws your eye up and fills the room. You know, the emphasis isn't on architectural lighting, it's more on decorative lighting.
The kitchen incorporates a lot of historical fixtures and has a lot of lightness and brightness into it, and just has a feeling of being a family gathering area.
Another feature that I found really captivating were the beams in the kitchen. So again, bringing in those natural elements, but also being able to embrace those historical elements of the design and include them and feature them, really showcase them in a modern way, is another aspect of Southern design that's really important.
You see a lot of Southern tradition with the striped wallpaper, with the matching upholstery that you'll find in the chair. This definitely feels like a space where it's been well designed, it's been curated, and they want you to be entertained when you come into that space.
There's this home in Birmingham, Alabama that evokes Southern style so well.
Inside, we see the grand staircases, which are important for making your entrance for a party.
Living room in particular is sort of wrapped in this honey-colored wood. There's this slow warmth to it. In that room, you've got classic English wingback chairs, and you've got kind of, looks like pieces that have like a Napoleonic reference. So you can kind of notice the attraction to history, even through the furnishings and the finishes. It feels like you could just sink down into one of those chairs. Maybe it's evening and you've got a fire going. The dining room is really interesting with that blue-yellow color palette. It feels very regal, very neoclassical.
A lot of the drapes have pleats and they have scallop design, and that again is going back to that old Southern detail.
Southern style is not afraid to have a little bit of a dramatic moment.
When you step into the bedroom, we have a 4-poster bed, but they've actually used drapery to cover the entire bed.
The bed looks made for that room. I mean, everything is really thoughtfully put in its place. But everything has a purpose, you know, everything is about comfort. Southern style wants to reference history. This home in Charleston, I mean, this home is front porch city all the way. You're walking up to this house, you would just feel welcomed right in. You step inside and it seems transportational, like the romance inside of this space. The wallpaper in the dining room with the tendrils of plants creeping up the walls, it feels like you stepped into this painterly garden space. It's so dramatic. The stone around that fireplace is immaculately done. Even down to the styling is so thoughtful. You've got the symmetry.
The grand curtains that you see in this room would have been very appropriate to the entertaining element of Southern hospitality. There's also some beautiful period chairs in here, and yet combining those period chairs with a more modern, comfortable chair that you see. The kitchen is light and bright, and that beautiful dark blue also gives you a sense of the comfort of Southern style.
So with Southern design, you know, it's all about that play off of wallpaper and fabric. So it's more or less of playing with tones and textures that are all in the same hue. Fine complementary tones. Your wallpaper as well as the upholstery that you're using in this space, they shouldn't be exactly the same, but they should complement each other.
So a really great kind of Southern style moment is to use what I would call as like a serious antique. Something literally you look at and you're like, that's an antique. Use a piece like that and then have it against a really beautiful or unexpected wall color. A pale pink or a beautiful blue-green. Decoration-wise, well, there's nobody that loves to decorate more than a Southerner. I would say maybe even worldwide. Not really leaving any room or any corner unturned. This is a wonderful moment to take a singular chair and a side table and a cute lamp or a stack of books or a vase of flowers and just have a moment over there.
You want a place to put your feet up, it's there. You want some place to set your drink, it's there. I think that's a very significant through line in Southern design, is that sense of hospitality and making sure all the needs are met and that you feel really good in all of these spaces.
If you are into entertaining, Southern style is your design style. Get your little plate of quiche, get your sweet tea, and you are good to go.